I find myself lost in the vast expanse of modern life, where everything seems to move so quickly that I forget who I am and what truly matters. A passenger on my own journey, my emotions often feel like unpredictable winds pushing me this way and that without any clear direction or control, in the search for a compass. I stumbled upon Stoicism, an ancient philosophy that seemed to whisper in the wind of my subconscious. It became my beacon, guiding through the foggy landscapes of emotional storms. The Stoics believed happiness was not a passive state to be wished for, but an active achievement through understanding and aligning with nature's own rhythms. This idea sparked something deep within me, the realization that I had been living a life defined by others' expectations rather than my own. Eudaimonia, often translated as happiness or flourishing, seemed far too abstract to be practical advice for today's fast-paced society. Yet upon diving deeper into its meaning, I realized it encompassed more than just the absence of suffering. It was about living in alignment with one's true nature and purpose. The concept of eudaimonia resonated within me like a melody that had been missing from my own life's symphony. It wasn't just about feeling happy now, but cultivating a state where happiness naturally flowed through every action, every decision I made. The Stoics believed in the power of choice over circumstances, something that was both empowering and liberating. The realization that I could choose how to react to life's challenges instead of being at their mercy was exhilarating. Eupatheia, or the good passions, became my North Star. It meant cultivating emotions like joy, caution, and wishing based on rational judgments rather than impulsive reactions. Each step forward felt more intentional and purposeful. But with power comes responsibility. The concept of hamartano, doing wrong, failing one's own purpose, echoed within me like a warning bell. I began to recognize my shortcomings not as defeat, but as opportunities for growth. The Stoics understood the importance of discipline in this process. It was about mastering the mind and emotions through rigorous self-examination and ethical living. The idea that true freedom came from being one's own master instead of a slave to impulses was both freeing and challenging. I discovered that the enemy wasn't external pressures or societal norms, but my own inner demons: fear, anger, desire. These were the barriers I needed to overcome, rather than seeking some distant horizon. Outside myself, the Stoics taught me about living with a sense of detachment from outcomes while remaining fully engaged in daily life. It was about accepting what cannot be changed and working tirelessly on what can. In embracing this philosophy, I found my way back to self-respect through kept promises and the discipline required to follow through on commitments. The modern world often rewards those who play safe, but true Stoic discipline demanded more. It demanded integrity and authenticity. The Stoics believed in living as if death could happen at any moment. This wasn't about fear, but rather a call to live each day with purpose, knowing that our time is limited. Through the prism of Stoicism, my world began to shift. I saw my actions through new eyes. Was this choice aligned with who I wanted to be? Did it bring me closer to my true self or push me further away? As I immersed myself in this ancient wisdom, I started noticing patterns and practices that could be adapted for modern life. The principles of Stoicism were as relevant today as they were centuries ago. My journey became less about finding happiness and more about cultivating it through discipline, self-awareness, and purposeful living. I began to see the world not just with my eyes, but with my mind too, understanding both the objective reality of situations and my subjective experience within them. The Stoics taught me that true freedom lies in accepting the things we cannot control while mastering those we can. It was about finding balance between the two extremes, navigating life's complexities with grace instead of resistance. As I walked this path, I realized that building discipline was not just for the body but for the mind as well. Discipline became a tool to harness my attention and focus on what truly mattered. The Stoics' legacy in modern times is more than just a set of philosophical ideas. It's a guide for living an examined life. It teaches us how to navigate the storms of emotions, align with our true nature, and find meaning in every moment. Yet this journey is far from over. The wisdom of Stoicism is like a map that leads deeper into oneself, revealing new layers of understanding at each turn. I'm eager for what's next on this path, embracing discomfort, facing fears head-on, and celebrating the small victories along the way. In the vast ocean of modern life, I've found my island of calm through Stoicism. It's a reminder that even in our most chaotic moments, there is order to be discovered within ourselves if we dare to seek it. As I continued to navigate the currents of Stoicism, I found myself drawn to its practical applications in modern life, especially concerning mental discipline and self-improvement. Firstly, I realized that the concept of attention was a vital component of Stoic philosophy. To them, attention wasn't just where our focus landed, but how we interacted with it. It was about being fully present in each moment, allowing thoughts to pass like clouds without attachment or judgment. By practicing mindfulness and focusing on one task at a time, I could enhance my concentration and reduce the distractions that often pulled me off course. Next came deep work, the act of diving into tasks with intense focus for extended periods. This practice required setting aside all other responsibilities and committing fully to the task at hand, much like how an athlete might train without interruption. It was about developing a routine where I could push my cognitive limits and achieve breakthroughs that were impossible during periods of divided attention. The Stoics also emphasized dopamine control, recognizing the chemical's role in pleasure-seeking behaviors which often led to shallow gratification rather than true fulfillment. By understanding how dopamine worked, I could learn to delay gratification, prioritizing tasks that aligned with my long-term goals over those offering temporary joy but no lasting impact. Incorporating Stoic principles into daily routines meant adopting a no-scroll challenge, disconnecting from digital distractions during specific hours or days of the week. This allowed me to reclaim control over my attention and use it more purposefully, leading to increased productivity and reduced stress. As I delved deeper, Stoicism's teachings on emotional control became particularly intriguing. The Stoics believed in acknowledging emotions as natural human experiences rather than trying to suppress them outright. By recognizing that certain emotions were irrational, like fear or anger, and learning to temper their intensity through logic and reason, I could maintain emotional balance without getting swept away by them. The concept of self-respect was also central. The Stoics viewed it as a form of self-discipline where one kept promises and acted with integrity regardless of external validation. By consistently living up to my own standards and expectations, even when no one else was watching, I could build a sense of inner strength that transcended societal norms. Finally, the Stoic idea of identity rebuild resonated deeply within me. It wasn't just about becoming someone new, but refining who I already was by aligning actions with values, by embracing my flaws and learning from them rather than hiding or denying them. I could develop a more authentic sense of self that transcended societal labels. As time passed, Stoicism became not just a philosophy to study, but an active part of my life's journey. It offered tools for managing the chaos of modern existence with grace and purpose, from understanding emotions as fleeting phenomena to mastering the art of deep work. Each lesson taught me how to live more deliberately and in alignment with my values. Yet Stoicism was not just a set of rules or techniques. It was a way of life that required constant introspection and self-examination. It challenged me to face uncomfortable truths about myself and push beyond my comfort zone for personal growth. As I continued this journey, I found that the principles of Stoicism were more than just advice. They were a roadmap leading towards a deeper understanding of who I was and what truly mattered. In the vast ocean of modern life, Stoicism illuminated my path, showing me how to harness discipline for mind and body alike. It was a testament to human spirit and intellect, guiding us towards an island of calm where order and purpose awaited those who dare to seek it. And so, as I close this narrative, I left behind not just words but a legacy of transformation, the journey from chaos to clarity, from confusion to conviction, all guided by the timeless principles of Stoic philosophy. In the vast expanse of modern existence, the wisdom of Stoicism illuminated my path, showing me how to navigate life's complexities with grace and determination. Knowing that true freedom lay in accepting both what we could control and what we couldn't, I stood at the threshold of my next step, ready to embrace discomfort, face fears head-on, and celebrate every small victory along the way. With Stoicism as my compass, I navigated life's challenges with wisdom and resilience. Though I knew this journey was not over, the path ahead was clearer than ever before.